everyone, my name is Tasha, Alfrey, and today I will be talking to you about how choir increases mental health in seniors. So, to give you a little backstory about who I am and why this topic is meaningful to me and my experience with the topic, when I was in middle school, I was faced with some challenges of life, and it ended up putting me into a situation where I was very depressed. I isolated myself from my friends, my family, and overall was just very unhappy with my life and who I was. So I went to a professional to talk about my problems and to ask him for guidance, and he told me to join an extracurricular activity or a support group to help me get over my symptoms of depression. And that is why today I'm talking about this subject and why it's important to me. So this presentation is going to be about how choir members feel included, loved, as well as they have something to feel proud of and something to look forward to, and overall it just includes their happiness to be in choir and why that's important to mental health. So to start with the presentation, I'm going to talk about how choir makes singers feel included and loved. So in this journal entry by the National Institute of Health, it's called Relationships Between Loneliness, Psychiatric Disorders, and Physical Health. They discuss that loneliness is a side effect of depression, and as someone who experienced both of these things, I can first-handedly say that choir helps with loneliness because there's so many individuals within a choir. You have so many people to talk to and for guidance and for support. And that leads me to my second point is choir is a pressure-free communication zone. So you can always feel comfortable to talk about your situations and your problems when it comes to choir. You can always talk to your director. And in this article by Professor Tom Shakespeare, it discussed how his choir in his college is a pressure-free communication zone. So the choir members feel very open and comfortable with talking to one another about their problems, which overall includes their mental health. And so when you feel included and loved, you increase self-confidence, which takes me to my second point. Singers, when they're in choir, feel like choir is something for them to look forward to and proud of. And when you're depressed, you typically have nothing to look forward to, you have nothing to look proud of. You're more likely to commit suicide because you're unhopeful about your future. So choir is a regulated activity that gives you guidance and hope. And a novel by Dr. Paul Quinnett, it's called Suicide, The Forever Decision, talks about this. And it talks about how regulated activity can give individuals who participate less suicide rates and less of a chance to to feel those types of emotions that leads to suicide, because it gives their members a feeling of guidance and hope. And also in college, when you're in extracurricular activities and extra outside of schoolwork clubs and other organizations, suicide rates drop inside of colleges due to those facts. And when you're proud of something and you have something to look forward to, your happiness overall increases, which brings me to my last point. Choir just makes singers happy, no matter if it's your passion or just because of the chemical reaction in your brain. Either way, choir will make you overall happier. One reason for this is endorphins inside of your brain releases off pressure every time you sing. So even if you are not a person who loves the arts and loves to be in a choir and loves singing, no matter if you're in the choir or singing by yourself, if you sing, you're overall going to be happier because of the endorphins let off in your brain. And in this study conducted by Stacy Horn, it talks about how these chemicals just overall naturally happen due to that. Another chemical reaction inside your brain is oxytocin, which reduces stress and anxiety inside of singers. So when you are singing, these chemicals are instantly released inside of your brain, even without you knowing it. So it instantly gives you the feeling of pleasure and a feeling of reduced stress, which happiness and a reduce of stress and anxiety is a really big deal in mental health, because when you're depressed or any other mental illness that might be going on, you're not feeling very happy, you're feeling very stressed out, very worried, and it just makes you feel better for that. And when you're depressed, all these feelings from all these different categories will influence your emotions and overall include your mental health, which brings me to my conclusion. Choir reduces mental health by giving singers these 3 things: inclusion, hopefulness, and happiness, like mentioned before. And to wrap this all up, he who sings frighten away all of his ills. So basically, no matter what mental health illness you're fighting, no matter what's going on in your life, if you sing and if you get included in choir, you will overall fight off your mental illness because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, singing will always make you feel included, will give you something to look forward to and proud of, and as well just overall make you happier. So, one last time, my name is Tasha Alfrey, and this is how choir reduces mental illness inside of their singers.